Coming up on News Live at 6, how Syracuse is providing benefit programs for Syracuse refugees.
Plus, a traveling timber sustainability exhibit is coming to campus.
And we're live tonight from the set of the first congressional debate here at NY22. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Tonight, the candidates for Congress are coming to our campus for their first face-off. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Holdmeyer.
And I'm Kaitlin Campbell. The toss-up race for the House seat here in Syracuse could decide the balance of power in Washington.
Our political anchor Luke Radel joins us now live from the set of the debate, where Brandon Williams and John Mannion will be meeting on the debate stage. Luke, what can we expect to see tonight?
Hey there, Lauren and Kaitlin. That's right. I'm here live on the set of the Syracuse.com congressional debate. It's the first time that those two candidates, Brandon Williams and John Mannion, will be meeting each other for a debate like this, and it should be pretty interesting to see how they interact. Obviously, Brandon Williams is a first-term congressman, so he's been a part of these debates before, but he's never debated against John Mannion, his new Democratic opponent. Take a look at how close they're going to be sitting to each other right here in the Dick Clark studios at the Newhouse School. We expect tonight for Brandon Williams to focus on his record so far in Congress and why he deserves 2 more years in office. Meanwhile, John Mannion's going to be offering a contrast on issues like abortion. He's been releasing attack ads on that issue despite promising to run a positive campaign. Take a look at what he had to say just a few short months ago about the importance of positivity in politics.
Positively reinforce positive campaigning. And I charge all of you here tonight and everyone at home to support candidates that run positive campaigns, that don't take opportunities to tear someone else down, because that is tearing this country down. And we are going to work together, stand together, not just to win this seat, but to change the culture of politics.
So we'll have to see later tonight if Williams and Mannion focus on the positives or on the negatives in regard to their opponent. They should be here in about 15 minutes. The debate starts tonight at 7 p.m. You can watch it on Syracuse.com or their Facebook page. Reporting live from the Dick Clark studios, I'm Luke Radel with Citrus TV News, sending it back to you guys.
Thanks, Luke. Definitely something to tune into. Well, a festival took place this past weekend to support immigrants and refugees in the Syracuse area. Citrus TV reporter Anjana Desam was at the festival and is in studio to tell us more.
Thanks, Kaitlin. Well, Syracuse has been called a sanctuary city for the past few years, which means the city makes it a priority to help refugees and immigrants transition to America. Many organizations came together this weekend to provide necessary resources for those in need. Culture, community, and care. The city of Syracuse strives to provide these resources for more than 10,000 refugees and over 18,000 immigrants that now call Syracuse their home. This journey wasn't easy, as many were escaping a form of violence or war. Ty Shaw sought refuge to America at 10 years old.
Remember, in 1982, there's a lot of us all around the country, and America wasn't ready, which means not like now, right? They don't have a specific program for people who speak another language.
Shaw leads 9 different organizations and says that one of his main goals is to break through the language barrier.
And I always encourage people to register to vote and become a citizen. There's so many programs out there to help people at the citizenship. They can't because of the language.
The Northside Festival took place this weekend, where the community welcomed all cultures to eat, dance, and sing. Many organizations, like the Spanish Action League, held booths for immigrants and refugees to offer services to anyone that may be in need.
I feel very, very comfortable working in here because I can help my people from my community. People like me, they came over here with no language. I can help them fill up applications and guide them to the step what they need to do or where they can go.
The community is what makes Syracuse a home away from home, which is why Shaw encourages refugees and immigrants.
I'm here. Come stand with me. Stand in front of me. Stand before me. Stand by my side.
To come together. Reporting in Syracuse, I'm Anjana Desam, Citrus TV News.
Thank you, Anjana. Centro buses are crucial for some students who live further off campus to make it to their classes. However, some have been finding difficulty with them recently.
Our Jude Bazerman is live tonight at one of the busiest bus stops near campus. Jude, what are the students' complaints?
Well, thank you, Lauren and Kaitlin. Yeah, and the Centro buses have been serving SU and Syracuse as a whole for a number of years, but that doesn't mean that everyone is happy with the current system. Whether students are taking the buses to and from South Campus or back and forth from downtown, almost everyone I talked to shared one major complaint.
Sometimes I can get to class like 30 minutes before, and sometimes I'm like rushing in at the start.
Timeliness and inconsistency are the main complaints SU students have about the Centro buses.
Sometimes I'm standing here waiting for the bus to come, and it's like everything's just going to south.
And making sure that it's more reliable in the time slots when it's coming, because there was a couple of times when I'd be waiting for the bus and it's supposed to come in 3 minutes and it's actually coming in 10 minutes and I miss it and then I'm late to class.
Buses do come frequently, but like they honestly skip a lot of times, like a lot of the early stops. So I would say definitely like improving on that.
But students also acknowledge that the bus system is all about planning ahead and that improvements may not be as necessary as some make them out to be.
Personally, I didn't have a problem with them. I don't know, I thought they were pretty routine. I didn't see any issues with them, but I guess there's always room for improvements.
And while there's no rumors of improvements to the Centro bus system for Syracuse University right now, SU has shown this year that they're no strangers to adapting, with the new dorm halls and new colleges that majors call home. Reporting for Citrus TV, I'm Jude Bazerman.
Thank you, Jude. Well, staying on campus, a downsized plan for a new SU residence hall has been approved by the City Planning Commission. The approval clears the way for the university to move forward with the project. Nearly 600 second-year students from South Campus will be relocated to the new dorm along Ostrom Avenue. Over the summer, SU proposed a larger residence hall, but the plan was met with opposition after the university planned to demolish a vacant fraternity house.
Syracuse Stage will officially open for the 2024-2025 season on October 16th with Dial M for Murder. This show will run until November 3rd in the Archbold Theater at Syracuse Stage. The original play was written in 1952 and adapted into a film in 1998. Director Robert Hupp says he is thrilled to present this production to Central New York because of its unique genre of psychological thriller.
And Syracuse Black Box players are holding auditions for their annual shadow cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Interested students will need to submit a 60-second video of them lip-syncing to a song from Rocky Horror. Submission videos are being accepted now until tomorrow. The Black Box players meet regularly on Fridays at 4 p.m. at the Syracuse Stage Complex. More information can be found on their Instagram at SU_BlackBoxPlayers.
Sustainable building materials are becoming more important as climate change becomes more apparent.
Syracuse University hosted a special event this week on the future of mass timber construction. Citrus TV's Cami Bremer is here to break it down. Cami?
Hi, Lauren and Kaitlin. I attended the event called Managing Mass Timber from Forest to Future at Syracuse University. It explored how mass timber can help the environment and revolutionize the way we build. Experts shared their insights on its growing importance. This past Monday, Syracuse University hosted a timely discussion on mass timber, a sustainable material gaining traction in the construction world. The event, Managing Mass Timber from Forest to Future, brought together experts from forestry, architecture, and construction fields to talk about how mass timber can help reduce our carbon footprint.
True sustainability is achieved when the three stakeholders that you see here, people, planet, profit, social, economic, and environmental factors, when they're equally represented.
The event focused on the entire process from harvesting timber sustainability to using it in large-scale buildings. Organizers emphasized that this approach not only promotes eco-friendly building practices, but also supports the local economy.
Why we're here today and why we're so passionate about sharing this information with students at Kent State and Syracuse and all over the country, everybody in this room is going to touch a mass timber building at some level. It is going to happen, and we have to prepare our students and our future leaders and our professors and our faculty members to be able to put us in the best position to actually achieve the benefits of mass timber. You have to know about it because it's that much different than our traditional methodologies.
Attendees were able to see how mass timber construction could potentially transform urban development with its innovative green design. An eye-opening discussion about the future of sustainable construction. If you're interested in how we can use natural materials to build more environmentally friendly cities, this is definitely an on-campus exhibit to go check out.
Thanks, Cami. Well, we have to recognize that today felt kind of like summer. I mean, I was wearing a short-sleeve t-shirt all day, and today's October 1st.
You know, yeah, it's weird. We had a lot of varying weather throughout September. I feel like one week it was hot, then it was cool. I was like, okay, maybe it's finally time for fall. And now it's October 1st, and it was bright and sunny out today. It was warm, and I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So maybe our weather anchor, Tyler Oldano, can clear that up for us. Tyler?
Guys, I know it's a little bit confusing. Hopefully I can illuminate what's going on a little bit for you guys. Today was, as you said, bright and sunny, 71 degrees, and it was really kind of warm out there. Remember last week it was just raining all week, and we kind of had that deluge of rain, and now it looks like, well, not going to be having too much. But is that really going to be the case? Well, let's take a look. Current temperatures around the area, like I said, sticking at around 71. Rochester is sitting at 72. Penn is at 68. Binghamton, 67. So we're seeing a lot of those similar temperatures just kind of sitting around the Syracuse area and all beyond. Tonight, though, it's going to dip a little bit. 63. Going to get a bit more cloudy, too, so be sure you're on the lookout for that. Slight winds, don't need to worry about it too much, but the rain is going to come tomorrow morning, so be prepared. Make sure you get yourself a rain jacket, but it should clear up roughly by the afternoon. That's all I got for you right now. What's going on for us in News Live at 6?
Thanks, Tyler. Well, the Syracuse Common Council has approved a contract with VO Ride to continue to allow electric bikes and scooters in the city. The contract is set to extend VO's stay in the city for another 3 years. Concerns have been raised over the safety of the bikes and scooters, but the Common Council voted unanimously to extend the contract.
The Onondaga Nation announced they have reclaimed about 1,000 acres of indigenous homeland in central New York. The Honeywell International Incorporated signed off on a federal settlement agreement. A general counsel for the nation says there have been decades of legal battles with federal courts, and right now they are pursuing a 2.5 million acre land claim with a commission that handles alleged human rights violations. The 1,000 acre return is a part of this larger claim.
Governor Kathy Hochul reacted to the nationwide longshoremen strike during a press conference last night. Dock workers in states from Maine to Texas are striking over wages and automation. The strike could cause shortages of some items as well as ring in inflation. Hochul says New York is prepared to take on the effects while standing by the strikers.
I'll say this to the longshoremen and port workers. We recognize your vital role in keeping our state moving. Your work is absolutely essential, and we support your right to fair treatment and working conditions.
Coming up on News Live at 6, the crisis in the Middle East has escalated. We have the latest details.
And the vice presidential debate is tonight, what it means for the election.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Oh.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. and there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Lauren Holdmeyer, Kaitlin Campbell, and Tyler Oldano. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Baseball's all-time hits leader Pete Rose died last night at the age of 83. Over the span of his career, Rose was a 17-time All-Star, won 3 World Series rings, and broke the 4,000 hit mark. He spent 19 seasons of his 24-year career with the Cincinnati Reds.
Rose's historic achievements have been overshadowed, though, after it was revealed he gambled on games when he was managing the Cincinnati Reds in 1989. The scandal resulted in Rose being banned from baseball for life and prevents him from being put in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
And now to the latest on the conflict in the Middle East. Iran fired approximately 200 ballistic missiles at Israel earlier today. Explosions occurred in Tel Aviv near Jerusalem. The attack today was targeted at 3 Israeli military bases. It has been reported other senior Hezbollah operative was killed in the attack, along with 6 killed in a shooting and stabbing incident in Tel Aviv.
Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian took to X, saying the attack was, quote, only a portion of our power and to not enter into conflict with Iran, end quote. Israel has since urged people to evacuate from Lebanon at this time. This attack was deemed twice as large as Iran's previous attack in April.
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will face off in the first and possibly only vice presidential debate this election cycle. It is happening just 3 weeks after Harris and Trump faced off in their presidential debate.
This will be one of the last chances for both of the campaigns to argue their case before the election, as Trump has declined another presidential debate. Polls show that both campaigns are locked in a tight race. The debate will be aired on CBS at 9 p.m. tonight.
Coming up, I'll have a look at the aftermath of Hurricane Helene and your 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. I'm Tyler Oldano. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Now, tomorrow, it's going to be a bit of an outlier when it comes this week. We're going to have some rain, and when I say some, it's going to be starting in the morning and ending roughly mid to late afternoon. Should be gone by around 6 o'clock, but still highs in the 60s, low of 46. So keep that in mind when you walk outside your doors. Now, Thursdays and Fridays, that's going to be a little bit different. 75 is going to be the high, and 48 and 51 is going to be your low. The rest of the week is going to be largely cloudy, not too much rain like you saw in Friday. So once again, just make sure you're prepared when you're going outside. Get those warm weather clothes, while you can before it gets really chilly down here in the fall. Now, you've been following Hurricane Helene, I assume, because it's been a really big issue that's been happening across the South United States. Let's take a look at some of the aftermath. This was in North Carolina. Take a look at that road, completely gone right here. It's just eroded away, slid into the mud, and out via this little stream of water right here. That's just because of how much water came down these past few days in North Carolina. Let's take a look at another one. This was in Keaton Beach in Florida. This entire structure just almost leveled by the hurricane winds and rain. Boat was moved from where it previously was. This was just the hurricane, and a lot of folks in South Carolina, they're still without power. A friend of mine actually is still trying to figure out what exactly is going on in the city without Wi-Fi. It's been very hard for a lot of people around the country, so just keep them in your minds as this goes on. And the hurricane has just been really damaging for a lot of folks around the South United States. That's all I got right now. What's coming up for the rest of News Live at 6?
Absolutely devastating, Tyler. Thank you so much for that update. Well, Jeep drivers, look out, because nearly 200,000 Jeep plug-in hybrid SUVs are being recalled over a fire risk. Stellantis, the company that manufactures Jeeps, is recalling Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models after 13 fires were reported.
The company says the fires occurred when the vehicles were parked and turned off. Stellantis estimates 5% of the affected vehicles may have the defect. The vehicle risk is reduced when the battery charge level is low, and the company advises owners to avoid recharging their car. Now switching over to sports, Max, what's coming up?
Well, Kaitlin, the entire team, but Syracuse men's soccer hasn't necessarily been a well-oiled machine as of recent. They're in action tonight. Syracuse football travels to Vegas this Friday. We've also got some postseason predictions coming up in sports.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
2 seasons ago, Syracuse men's soccer was what you could call the top of the food chain in the ACC. But fast forward to this year, Syracuse is transformed from Sharks into Minnows. Welcome into sports. I'm Max Gifford. The Orange in the last 2 seasons only lost a combined 4 games. And in 2024, well, the Orange sit at a dismal 3-4-2. And if you ask head coach Ian McIntyre, he'll say this success is very hard to replicate year in and year out.
And as the success we've had in recent years, there's an expectation to win. And look, we're in a result-oriented business. Look, I'm not trying to coach speak and soften. This is pretty tough and emotional.
Syracuse hoping to get off that emotional roller coaster tonight against UAlbany. Not going to be the easiest matchup in the world. Last year, Syracuse played a very tight-knit match with the Great Danes. First kick tonight is at 7. You can make sure to follow Josh Richardson on X for any live updates from that contest as well. Well, switching from the grass to the turf, Syracuse football actually gets on the road tomorrow, getting ready to take on 25th ranked UNLV in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, Syracuse played 4 straight home games to begin this season and are not home for the entire month of October. But if you ask head coach Fran Brown, he'll tell you it's a new opportunity that his team is embracing.
We get to go represent Syracuse, and on a Friday night in Las Vegas, so it's pretty cool to be able to go there. We're excited. It's the same thing. Everything just moves up a day forward, but we're excited. We're ready to go compete. It's going to be a good matchup. I mean, they got a real good football team.
Yeah, real good. Also 25th ranked in the country, like I mentioned. UNLV is just 4-0 for the first time since their program started in the 50s. And it's also the first time the Rebels have ever been ranked. Although if you look at that kickoff time, it's well past my bedtime. 9 o'clock game. Orange Press Pass goes live at 2 a.m. for that game as well. And just 7 months ago, I sat right here in this spot at this desk, and I talked about how in February, around Valentine's Day, I didn't have a date, but it was fine because baseball was back and spring training was started. Well, about 7 months later, I still don't have a girlfriend. But spring training is done. This regular season is done, but the postseason is back. So today, with the playoffs beginning, I tasked everyone on our News Live at 6 crew to give me their postseason predictions. And to start, we start with Lauren Holdmeyer, one of our anchors. And, well, I mean, pretty basic bracket, I have to be completely honest. The Dodgers over the Astros, a little 2017 action. Although she's a Royals fan, I do like that maybe she potentially has the Orioles losing to the Royals, her hometown squad. Now, if you go to Kaitlin, our other anchor, I mean, what's there to be shocked about? She's a Philly girl from Philly. She's got the Phillies going all the way. Nothing too surprising in her bracket, and honestly, this could probably be the most accurate one come the end of November. Tyler's got the Orioles. Honestly, a nice new wave look at what the World Series could be. So I'm interested to see. And then me, although my bracket's not looking too good right now, Houston ended up losing today to the Tigers in Game 1, so they have to win the next 2 in order to take the series. But if you're a New York fan right now, Milwaukee is already up on the Mets 1-0. They had 3 hits in the first 3 at-bats of the game. So Mets fans, you gotta really bounce back after playing 2 games yesterday. And guys, that's gonna do it all for sports.
Thank you so much, Max, and we will be right back with your wake-up weather.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up. There's going to be some rain, so be prepared for that. Later in the evening, though, it's going to clear up by 5. So that's all we got for right now. Let's end off News Live at 6, guys.
Thank you, Tyler, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Lauren Holdmeyer.
I'm Kaitlin Campbell. Have a great rest of your night, Syracuse.